Hello, everyone. So I just finished watching all 7 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus. So, of course, the finale aired today, and it's been airing every single week. Each episode kind of varies in length. There's some that are around the 35-minute mark, which we're kind of used to on Disney Plus. Kind of the Mandalorian even started that trend when it's premiered on Disney Plus on the first day. But there are some longer episodes, some close to the 45, 50-minute mark, and this finale is close to the hour-long mark. So there is a lot of content to break down and watch here. But yeah, if you haven't seen anything yet, there is going to be spoilers in this episode. I feel like that's just my only way to get all my thoughts out about this show. So, yes, you have been warned. Go watch the show on Disney Plus. Come back here, put it into your saved watch or watch later if you want to. But without further ado, let me get into my review for season 1 of Star Wars's The Book of Boba Fett. So after the first episode, I thought it was a slow start, but it's definitely a very strong start in order to kind of shape what Boba and Fennec wanted to accomplish on Tatooine, and most specifically, like the Mos Eisley region of Tatooine that they were trying to occupy and take over from Jabba the Hutt. And it goes without saying that some episodes are definitely like where the standout episodes are in this show when you watch it. Unfortunately, it did kind of come down to, and this seems to be the general reaction everywhere else, that Mando and Grogu's storyline 100% overshadowed Boba Fett in his own show, where the material that they're able to give Boba, I really find until the finale, just wasn't as exciting as what they were doing with Mando. And I mean, amazing setup for season 3 of The Mandalorian. And I think they are doing some, like, we're gonna see a lot of growth from Grogu in terms of his powers, his destiny, and just his choice to be with Mando instead of taking on Luke in his school. And I feel like the Ashoka series might focus more on Luke and Ashoka's relationship. Season 3 of Boba is going to be more so about reclaiming Mandalore, and he's going to do it with Grogu at his side, but also training him in the ways of, well, not only trying to unlock his Jedi potential, but also to just how to use his powers for something that's very, very good. And yeah, we're gonna have to see where all those go, but I just found that that storyline was so much more entertaining than what Boba and Fennec were doing, where they brought in a lot of characters like Chrysanthemum, who I was super happy to see, Cad Bane, which of course everyone was so happy to see, Cobb Bant, just kind of bringing the Star Wars universe together in a way that we've seen thus far from all of the TV series, and they did it very, very slow, and of course, like episode 5 and 6 was Mando, the Book of Mandalorian, essentially. So again, I just feel like Boba was overshadowed in his own show, and it didn't really give him the chance to grow really all too much. I mean, we did get to see quite a bit of him just understanding community and creating a pact for his people, which I think like was everything that we've seen in well, the Clone Wars and like comic books and things like that made nothing but sense for Boba Fett to be shaped this way. He even talks about with like exactly this with Cad Bane in the finale, where he says we all go soft in our older age. He just realized that if he wants to rule and create a community for himself, he can't be going around the galaxy as a lone gunner. That's he's gonna get himself killed doing that. And he might do it this way too, but at least he creates some sort of bond and camaraderie with the people to make them happier, live more prosperously. I can't say that word for the time that they have left on this world, and just create something better. And again, like I said, I just feel like he was always shaped to be that way. And there is so much more story for Boba to go through. And I really hope that we do get a season 2 or season 3 down the line, because I do feel like this is a character, same with Fennec, who has a lot of history that they able to flesh out and just build upon. It's seeing him maybe get the chance to meet Omega would be awesome. I was really hoping that Fennec would be able to go up against Cad Bane again, but of course we don't see that in the finale. More training with the Rancor. Like there's just so many characters that he can meet and go after too, of course. But right now, I feel like this was decent groundwork for Boba Fett to set up, and it was entertaining in the time that they were doing it. Of course, episode 3 was a bit sluggish in terms of its pacing, and like you can find that in all of the episodes, really, except for 5 and 6, because I just found those were the standout episodes. But of course, that was all basically Jin in those episodes, where the greater Star Wars scheme kind of overshadowed again the Book of Boba Fett. And I know that in books, not every single chapter is going to be about the main character, but again, this it's just all everyone is talking about is Mando, and I feel like even with the finale and the amazing things that Boba was able to do in that, it's like a stat against campaign and everything with the Rancor was unreal and awesome, but it's still gonna be overshadowed by what Mando and Grogu were doing. And again, I did really like those elements, but it just felt like it took away from a lot of the story that could have been told. If this was a few more episodes, like say if they went for 10 episodes, they could have done a lot more of a story for Boba, and I feel like it could have been a lot more effective too, had him in the foray a lot more than kind of again just being overshadowed in his own show. I did find too that sometimes the directing was you could tell when the show again was at its best and when there was a lot of things that's just weren't paced all too well. Even in the finale, I found there were some issues with lots of like slide transitions and scenes that felt so unnecessary. Where kind of like panning out the shots would have just been a lot more effective to tell the emotion and the story of what Bobo was going through or what any of the characters were going through. Lots of slow mo in the finale too that I found just was a little unnecessary and slowed down the episode a lot too much, or even too felt like it slowed down the skills of the characters that we saw on screen. Where if you showed it in real time, you would have been a lot more shocked that they were like well it's just shocked and hyped that they were able to pull off what they were doing than doing it in the slow-mo. And that was mostly just in the finale. There was sometimes too. I mean, we all know the speeder bike scene in episode 3 was just filmed way too slow, and you could kind of tell where the budget was coming in. Episodes 5 and 6 mostly. But when the show was on, it was on. The action always was really fun and awesome to watch. I found that it did make very good use of all of the skills, especially with Fennec. Seeing some of her sniper abilities was absolutely awesome. Chrysanthemum ripping people apart, the Rancor eating people and ripping people apart was so much fun to watch. And it's like again, this is the live action Star Wars that we've been wanting to see for a long time, and I think that the Star Wars community has really needed to see because it's just again Filoni knows what he's doing. He's taking kind of the best of all elements out of it. Again, there are some plot holes that need to be filled. If there is no season 2 or season 3, we're gonna wonder what happened to the Huts. There's so much more to do with the syndicates and Cad Bane's hiring and just things like that, where a lot of things felt like they were left unexplained, but not that they couldn't be down the line. There's still a lot more explanation for what's the go, and Boba Fett's definitely not out of the threat zone or the red zone, whatever you want to call it, yet. So there is a lot more story to be told here, and kind of with everything taken together with season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett is again, I did really love what I was watching and I had a lot of fun, but again, I just couldn't help but feel like it wasn't the Book of Boba Fett by the end of the show, and a very good setup, I'm certain, for what we're going to see in season 3 of The Mandalorian and the Ashoka show, things like that. But again, it's just very tough for me to even call the show the Book of Boba Fett after watching the first season of it. And again, that could all be corrected in season 2. I'm hoping we do get it because again, there is a lot of story to be told here. So with everything taken together, I do have to give the Book of Boba Fett an 8 out of 10. Again, it loses points for some of it being overshadowed and just some of the editing and pacing issues that this show had, but it is pretty fantastic, and I recommend it to anyone who is a fan of Star Wars and Boba Fett. And I just thought it was very good, very entertaining finale. All lots of awesome things happened, and again, I think this did do really great setup for what we're going to see in the Disney Plus Star Wars saga down the line in terms of its TV shows. So, if you've seen the Star Wars, The Book of Boba Fett, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and you can check out all the other things I do on this channel through my playlist down below, and I'll link up top here. Subscribe, turn on the ringer on if you want to know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out everything I do Twitch and live stream wise, there is a link to that in the description of this video and my bio, and in both of those places there's also a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TVs, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community, help make it even more amazing than it is already. And yeah, go check out Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus, and awesome, guys.